Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk, and today I want to talk about a game that is very special to us here, and that is Batman Arkham Asylum. Batman Arkham Asylum was released on August 25th, 2009, and it was developed by Rocksteady, published by Warner Bros. Games WB. I just want to start by saying that this game has to be one of the best comic book games ever made. Now, a lot of the voice actors, I should say, from the animated series came over and they reprised their roles here, such as Kevin Conroy is voicing the Batman. You have Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, the Joker himself, voicing the Joker. And you have Arlene Sorkin, who voices Harley Quinn. And I've actually been recently rewatching all the Batman animated series on Blu-ray, and I just recently played this game, and it's just so crazy to hear their voices in the game and on the show. It's so awesome when voice actors carry over like that. It was just such a treat. And now this is one of the first superhero games that were actually good. There was a lot in the past. Not that there was a lot of bad ones. Let's get that out in front. But this is one of the first ones to prove that they can make a 10 out of 10 superhero game. And I think this game it's 13 years old, and this game still holds up today, in my opinion. Now, the predecessors, you have Arkham City, you have Arkham Knight, Arkham Origins, and I personally still like this one the best. I like a linear game. I mean, Arkham City was good. I think Arkham Knight got a little too involved, especially those sequences with the Batmobile. That I think they exhausted it a little too much at that point. But I think this game is a 10 out of 10. This game was perfect in my opinion. I remember the first time I played this, me and John played this together actually, on separate consoles obviously. We were playing over Xbox Live, and we were just talking, and we were like, oh, did you see what happened here? Or did you find this Riddler trophy here? This game, the replay value on this game is amazing. I've played this game probably 12 times across all the consoles it was released on. It was released on originally in 2009 on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, and I believe Windows. And then later it was remastered on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And I actually just recently played it on Steam on my PC with 4K Ultra settings, with HDR and all of that turned on, and it's visually, as you can see in the videos here, it doesn't look like it was 13 years ago that this game came out. It's just amazing how well this game holds up. It's an original story, but it's based on the comic universe. It has all the Batman villains, and they pay attention to a lot of that. Even in this game, you only fight a handful, but you see so many more of the villains in this game. If you pay attention to the Riddler trophies or the riddles that you do in the game, it brings up and it talks about a lot of the other villains in there, like Calendar Man, I think, is one of the earlier ones. You find a cell with all the dates and stuff, or the calendar pieces hung up on the wall. I know Clayface is in the game. And it's just so cool to see all stuff from my childhood, because I was a big Batman animated series fan when I was a kid. I had the action figures and all the toys, and it's just so cool to see that they actually made a comic book game this good. I don't have a bad thing to say about this game. I love everything about it. I think it aged like a fine wine. It's just a perfect game in my opinion, and it is my favorite out of the three. Not that I dislike the other ones, I just think this one is the best, and it's really hard to top this game for me. I think Insomniac did a great job with the Spider-Man games, and I'm really excited for the Wolverine, And even the Avengers game was, the online sucked, but it was okay to play that story for once. But nothing tops Batman Arkham Asylum in my book. This really set the bar for a superhero game, and it's really tough to beat this. And Batman was always my favorite of the superheroes, and I actually think I prefer Marvel stuff, but Batman is still my favorite superhero without a doubt, no questions asked. And the Joker is such a cool villain, and it's just awesome to see him on the screen, having Mark Hamill voice him. But as far as gameplay goes, this game, it still holds up today. The controls are great. They work amazing. Everything is just so fluent. The controls are very easy to get used to. You don't even forget them. If you played this game in 2009 and pick it up today, it's not hard to relearn it. And they made it rewarding too. Like, there's sections where are pretty tough, and you can throw combos and stuff together, and the gadgets and detective vision is just so awesome to use. The detective vision is very useful, especially in scenes like this where the enemies are armed, because any enemy with a gun in this game is pretty lethal to Batman. So you always want to sneak up on them, and detective vision lets you do that because it'll highlight the enemies that have guns in red, and the enemies that aren't as high of a threat are in blue because they don't have any weapons to go after you with. So sections like this, you get to use your detective vision, and there's all sorts of gadgets. Like, you have a sonic batarang you can throw, and then it'll put a sound in the other side of the room, and they'll go investigate it, and it's pretty cool. You know, I mean, again, this game is old, so the enemies are kind of on rails for the most part, but you can disrupt their pattern with the gadgets they give you, and that's just really cool to use all the gadgets on Batman's belt. You know, I don't feel like they shoehorned any of the gadgets in. I think they all work very well with the story and the gameplay, and I don't think that they added too much or didn't give you enough. I think they found the perfect blend. They figured it out, and they just really made an amazing game here. The replayability of this game is great. I mean, I played this game probably since 2009, probably 10 to 12 times across all the different consoles and platforms, and I'm still not sick of it. I can't wait to play it again. It's just a perfect game. And then they also have the challenge modes, which are basically all combat scenarios where you'll get a room with a bunch of guys that you have to fight or you have to take down silently, and they give you certain objectives to try to master, and there's leaderboards and stuff like that if you're into that type of thing. I actually never really got too much into the challenge modes. I was more of the story. I was more into the story. And then even the collectibles and the Riddler trophies and the riddles, they're so fun to uncover and find. Then you have the Arkham things to scan, and there's the whole backstory about the Arkham family, and it's just such a great game. And they really capitalized with the sequel, with Arkham City, and they doubled down and they made an even bigger, and some might say a better game. Again, I still think I like Asylum better. I kind of like the confined area of the Asylum. But City is still a great game, and I think I'm going to make a video on Arkham City after I do that too. But these copyright claims are really killing me with the Warner Brother music. So that's kind of hard to do here on YouTube. But in closing, I have to give this game a 10 out of 10. It's so good. It's a perfect comic book movie game, or comic book game, I should say, and just an overall amazing superhero game, and it's going to be real hard to top. So with that, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.